So this here is your annotated bibliography template that is provided as your assignment for this week. And you'll see the template provided within that assignment as well. So this is just a brief overview of what it is. So essentially it's a tool that is used to help researchers collect their data, put it together, write a summary and assessment, and include your reflection in here. It's used because there's so many different articles we're finding out there that we want to keep everything organized because that is going to help us a lot later on down the road when we get to the literature review portion of your checkpoint assignments. So, like I said, it's a conglomerate of all the information that you'll find. Here's an example of a annotated bibliography entry here. So this will be your citation up here. So you'll see the author, the year of the article, the title of the article, and a lot of information about how to find that article and the database information regarding it. You'll notice how the first line is up at the top here, all the way to the left aligned, and then everything after that for that specific citation is indented, each line afterwards. In this next box, you'll see your summary and assessment portion. This is where you're going to summarize the article. You're going to go through, you're going to find out the information you can and summarize it here. Now, what I also do is I personally add in quotes here because that'll help me later on down the road with my literature review because I'll be able to just copy and paste directly from here to there instead of having to go through all these articles over and over again to find these quotes that I want. I'm already reading it once. Why keep reading it multiple times? You're also going to assess the value of the information provided in the article. And again, this is all going to help you write papers later on down the road pertaining to these specific articles. The reflection portion of the annotated bibliography, this is more for your use. It's not something you're going to include in your literature review later on down the road. It's more so just you can write down what you want to say about what your thoughts are. So this section, it is 100% okay to write in the first person. It does not matter. The summary and assessment portion is something you would prefer. I'd prefer you to write in the third person perspective, not referencing yourself at all, because that'll help you more easily write a literature review. A literature review is all written in the third person. It is not written from the first person's perspective. So you're not writing, I think this or we feel that. You're writing, this article presents three different philosophies regarding service learning, da 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 da, the professional model, yada yada yada. The reflection can be written in first person perspective. And that's because you're not using this at all in your papers later on the road. So you may be asking, why is it here? Well, that's because it'll help you remember what mindset you were in when you read your article and what your opinion was once you were done reading it. So if you thoroughly write down your reaction to the article down in the reflection section, well, then 3 or 4 days later, you might have forgotten all the different pieces that were in that article. You know, there's a lot of information in a scholarly article. So you're going to want to reference this because if 5 days from now you go back and you start trying to write a literature review, well, then you're going to see, well, what the heck, you might experience, what the heck was I thinking? You know, this sounds like a not good article, or this sounds like a really good article. Meanwhile, when you wrote it, you might have said, this article is kind of weak. It misses these points. It doesn't mention this theory. And these are my thoughts on that. And that's pretty much just a brief summary of that. So for your assessment this week, your annotated bibliography, you're going to be required to enter 10 different entries. And no, it does not include this entry right here. So you're going to go through and you'll see number 2, a citation, summary and assessment, reflection. You're going to do that a total of 10 times. And that's because that will give you a good place to start for your literature review. Your assignment your final project will require at least 15 scholarly peer-reviewed sources involved in the paper. However, 10 is a good start to get you started, and you'll discover more themes within the literature so that you can then go forward and find more articles more easily.